going to be kind of weird, but I'm... Here goes my grandson.
Hello?
Hello?
Sonic!
Sonic?
Sonic!
The hedgehog?
A hat top.
Oh, is that who you're watching?
Uh-huh.
Okay, well, Grandma's going to do her hair right now.
Pizza.
Aren't you watching the truck?
The wacky frog.
That's my grandson. And usually I'm in the living room with them watching TV, but today I wanted to do my hair, so I'm here doing my hair. And I don't usually do this either. I don't usually do this rod set, but I'm doing this today. So, this is a little aggravating. But, so I was thinking about doing something a little differently today. I was actually thinking about doing something like, okay, so when I was little, like, you know, like one of the first memories that I have of my childhood, you know, is, I thought that I was like 5 or 6 years old when this happened, but anyway. One of the first childhood memories that I have is my father taking me on his shoulders to the opening, the grand opening of McDonald's in our hometown. And it was on Park Street in Madison, Wisconsin. I don't know if I should have said that. It was in my hometown, and at that particular time, when McDonald's first opened, they used to sell hot dogs. Most people are going, what? But yeah, McDonald's used to sell hot dogs when they first opened. And it was really big right back then for the servers to go around on roller skates. They were going around on roller skates, and they were giving everybody free Oscar Mayer hot dogs with the meal. So they were giving out hamburgers and hot dogs with your meal. They were giving out free hot dogs as samples. They were pretty much giving everybody samples. And if you wanted to come in and buy a meal, then you were more than welcome. So that was the first memory I had of like my childhood. And I was probably around 40. No, I wasn't that old yet. I was about 35, 36. No, a little bit younger. Anyway, I was in my 30s. And I ran into one of my father's friends. And I told him that, you know. I said, I remember you. I said, remember when we went to the opening of McDonald's on Park Street? And he just like had this blank look on his face. And I said, remember that? And he said, yeah. And I said, remember that the girls had on the roller skates and they were giving out free hot dogs? And he said, it's not possible for you to have remembered that, Jackie. I said, but I do remember that. I said, I remember that because the girls were on the roller skates and my dad had me on his shoulders. And he said, it's not possible for you to have remembered that. And I said, but I do remember that. What are you talking about? He said, you know you were 6 months old? And I said, what? He said, you were 6 months old when McDonald's opened up on Park Street. I was with, you know, we were at a public setting, and I just kind of like almost lost my lunch because I have a memory of when I was 6 months old. Wow, that's deep. But I remember it. I remember it. It was really amazing. Because I kept looking at the girls going around and around and around on these wheels. I'd never seen anything like that before. And when I was little, you know, I was my mom and my dad's first. They both had other children from their previous marriages. So I wasn't, you know, I wasn't like their first, you know, that they ever had. But I was the first that they had together, right? So yeah, I was a little spoiled. I was a little daddy's girl. He took me everywhere. He took all of us everywhere, actually. He didn't really treat us any differently than the other. He treated all of his daughters with love. He was a good dad. You know, irregardless of my parents getting a divorce and all the stuff that they went through. But I remember my parents were like, I don't want to put it in any terms that's derogatory, but my parents were kind of like keeping up with the Kardashians, so to speak. They were very popular in town. That's my grandson. They were very popular in town. He's trying to get in the camera. They were very popular in town. Kind of like the king and queen of the neighborhood kind of thing going on. Back then, black communities were a lot stronger and a lot richer than they are now. I don't know what happened to our people. But back then, you had matriarchs and patriarchs, and people, you know, were helping each other out, give you a job, give you a place to live, you know, help you clean your life up, help you get your life straight. Now it's just a dog-eat-dog kind of deal. I mean, you do have some communities where black Americans actually help each other out, but for the most part, man, every place wants to be a Compton or a Cabrini Green, and I just don't understand that mentality. I don't understand why you want to be a Cancer on your own, a carnivore of your own people, you know, when there's other meats out there to eat. I just don't understand it. How you doing, little boy? How's my grandson? Huh? Are you a kitty cat today? Oh, Lord, he likes being a kitty cat. I don't understand it. Well, I do, because there's a superhero, and he's a cat. PJ Masks is a cat. And the Ladybug lady, she has a superhero guy who works with her, and he's a cat. So, I guess there's that. Yeah, this is kind of big, but I'm going to do it anyway. And so now he's on the floor. Get off the floor, Josiah. You know, usually I'm sitting in there watching TV with them and stuff, but Grandma wants to do her hair today. And I don't do this that often either. I do my hair probably like once a week, which is probably too much, but I do it about once a week. I mean, I put heat on it about once a week, which is probably too much. I'm trying to think, or once every 2 weeks. But you should actually, I mean, my hair is relaxed. Oh my goodness. My hair is relaxed. So he's watching some guy called Blippi. And he's actually kind of cool. Kind of reminds me of Pee Wee Herman. But only he like a mix of, it's like if Pee Wee Herman and Mr. Rogers had a baby. Or adopted a child, or whatever you want to call it. If you mix the two. If you took Mr. Rogers and Pee Wee Herman and smashed them together, you'd get this guy. Because he's goofy like a child, like Pee Wee Herman was. But he goes around in the neighborhood and shows you things, like Mr. Rogers does. So kind of like that. But I mean, I'm not trying to insult nobody. So anyway, so that was my first childhood memory. And I think I had a really good memory. I mean, a really good childhood. You know, my parents loved me. My parents were loved. You know, both my parents worked. For a good portion there, my mom was a stay-at-home mom. And she was fantastic and beautiful. And she was good and kind, and she was a wonderful person. I don't have any complaints against my parents at all. My parents were fantastic. It wasn't until later in my life that things fell apart. You know, I remember one time when I was a little girl, 8, 9, 10, something like that, and we had an apple tree in our backyard. Ouch! We had an apple tree in our backyard, and I climbed it because I was a tree climber, right? And my dad had to go to work, and I was really mad. I wanted him to stay home with us. And I climbed the tree, and I pretended to get stuck. And he came up there, and he got me. And then he took me down, and he gave me a spanking. Because he told me I made him late for work. And I said, I don't want you to go to work. I want you to stay home. And then he understood, and he felt really bad about giving me a spanking. And then we talked for a while, and he told me how important it was for Daddy to go to work so that we could have our toys and clothes and shoes and food. And I tell you, when he explained that to me, it was like all the lights and whistles went off, and I finally understood. It was like a economic class for me. And I understood right then and there the importance of going to work. You don't go to work to really have fun. I mean, who really does? You go to work because you have things that you have to buy. You have to buy food. You have to buy, you know, for my parents it was a mortgage payment. You know, you had to provide a roof over your head and had to get clothes. And, you know, I was a child. I just wanted my dad home. I got to check the back of my hair and make sure it's rolling right. Sorry about that, but I want my curls to be kind of big. I don't want them to be small. And so, you know, just, it was just like a good thing, you know, for him to tell me that, because I just thought, you know, here he comes. I like it when your mommy does your hair like that, because then I can see your face. You know that? You know that, little kitty cat? Grandma can see your face. When your hair is all out in your little afro, all I see is hair. Dude, what's up? Why you do that? And then you laugh. It's not funny. Are you poking me with that? You're poking me with that? Why do you want to poke Grandma with that? That hurts. That hurts. Stop that. Get that. Cut it out. Stop. I don't want you to poke me with. Stop. Josiah. No, you keep poking me with it. Thank you. So he wants to play pokey grandma with that. Man, get out of my face with that. Oh! So, yeah. So, look at that. I need a trim. Good Lord. Look at, see, that's breakage. That's that breakage. Remember when I was combing my hair and the stuff was coming out? That's because it's breaking. Look at that. Not good. Not good. That's not good, y'all. That is not good. When your hair looks like that, that's not good. Look. I mean, I'm just doing it to the side, and I can see myself that that's not good. I need to leave it alone for about a year. Well, I did that before, and it still didn't work. I don't know what I need to do. I've been conditioning, unconditioning. I remember one time, like for about 10 years, I just left my hair alone. Well, no, I didn't. I just think I need to just leave it alone. Seriously, I think I just need to go completely old school on my hair for about a good year. And when I say old school, I mean like old school. This is what we did in old school with your hair. Nothing. Shampoo, condition, comb, and brush. Shampoo, condition, comb, and brush. Don't you poke me with that, Josiah. You're going to get in trouble.
Trouble?
Yep, you're going to get in trouble for being naughty because Grandma said don't poke her with that.
A poke?
Yeah, man, don't poke me with that. That hurts. My Grandma don't like that.
I don't like it.
No, Grandma don't like it.
No way. Knock.
So that's what we did in old school.
See, I like the way.
Braids.
Ready, set, go, way.
Braids and beads.
Yay.
And the only time you really get your hair straightened is for, you know, holidays or like if you got an award at school or something. And believe you me, back then they weren't giving nobody who would look like, they weren't giving nobody who wasn't white. I'm sorry, but they weren't giving us no awards. Even if you did get 100s, oh well, who cares? So anyway, I've been up here and not really talking about much. Kind of talked out a little bit. But, so those are the memories that I have of childhood, you know. I remember playing, I used to be a tomboy, right? So, I would play with the boys. And I mean, I would play with the boys, you know what I'm saying? Like, we were playing. And I don't know. I was just a different kind of child. I just played with the boys. I didn't really, you know, I just didn't understand stuff. I guess I was a little slow. Maybe I was special. I don't know. But anyway, I was playing with the boys and I was a tomboy and we used to play and all that stuff and climb trees and play cowboys and Indians and machine gun maniac and we just played. So anyway, so this one day, some other boys in the neighborhood wanted to play. They were like, "Come on, Jackie, come on, let's go play." And I was like, "No, I'm just gonna play with my friends." And they're like, "Oh, you're gonna go play with the white boys, huh?" And I was like, "What?" And they're like, "Yeah, you don't want to play with the black boys. You just go play with the white boys." And I said, "I'm not. What are you talking about?" So anyway, so I went to go hang out with these dudes. I was like 8. And I went to go hang out with these dudes, right? So I'm hanging out with these dudes, and we're just kicking it. So they decided to go into the store and steal. And I thought, what? So we went to the store and went to go steal. And I was scared. So I was scared. You know, but I did it because I was hanging out with the boys. And this may seem like a racist story, but it's the truth. So I went to go hang out. So anyway, so we were stealing, right? So every time I'd go hang out with them, they always want to steal stuff. And I was, you know, like intimidated because I didn't want to get in trouble, you know. So it's one particular day, I decided, the heck with it, I'm going to join them. I'm going to steal too. So we all stole. And as I was running out of the store, the lady said, "Jackie Banks!" And I stopped. "If you don't put that candy back right now, I'm going to get on the phone and call your father." That was the end of my criminal history. That was the end of my crime spree. It ended. I was done. Oh, no, not my daddy. Lord. Hanging out with people trying to fit in. And it doesn't stop when you're little. You do it when you get old, too. How many people do you know have gone to jail because they was hanging out with somebody who was no good? And they was just trying to fit in. Man, I took that, look. That lady said she was going to call the police. I was done with it. I didn't hang out with them boys no more. I was through. You trying to get me in trouble with my daddy. My daddy. Oh, no, I can't let you get me in trouble with my daddy. Shoot. My daddy go to work every day. He put food on the table. Shoot. How can I get him mad? I'm not going to put this on the video. I'm going to take this off because I'm just jabbering on. I really don't have too much to say. Really. I'm just talking garbage. Because I'm really just doing my hair and my focus is on my hair and what's happening. You know, I used to drive a truck. I was a truck driver, right?
I'm trying to see the class.
Here he comes. I was a truck driver.
No.
And I really like doing that.
Gaga.
Yeah.
Trying to super fast.
Super fast?
Super fast.
Wow.
I called it more cars. That's right.
Did they move?
I sound whole thing. I sound class. I sound.
Good Lord. This is amazing. Josiah, stop doing that. Why are you running into me like that, dude? Huh?
I want to crash.
Well, don't crash into Grandma.
Please.
You want to watch you crash on the TV?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold on. Bye.